All right, so why don't we go ahead and sum up what everyone's first impressions of the game was now that we've been playing for a couple hours. And I think we'll start with Zach. What do you think after playing for a couple hours? Would you keep playing? What do you like?
Yeah,
What do you dislike?
my favorite part I think of the game so far is the underwater part, and just the water seems really cool. I don't think we covered that during the film. We might have done a little bit,
It's
but
that's primarily because you don't get your underwater stuff until like the levels you guys are right now.
Yeah, I mean, I
Yeah.
just got mine.
We haven't done anything.
yeah. So I'd say like the underwater part and just like the overall coloring and just the artwork of the game is pretty awesome.
Yeah, I agree.
Anything you didn't like?
I'm trying to think. It took me a little bit to learn how to operate the game, but I think it's just because I'm not too familiar with MMOs in general. But I'd have to kind of think about it a little bit more. But nothing right off the bat that I like disliked.
All right, cool. All right, so Garrett, what about you?
I've been playing a little bit longer than everybody else, but just for not too much longer, to be honest. I really like the different mechanics of the combat, the different skills you get per weapon, uh, um, the class-based skills, and the differences. Because, like, if I use even with my guardian, if I use a two-handed sword, my two-handed sword skills aren't the same as your two-handed sword skills. There's a lot of variety in weapon choices and uses, which is, I think, really amazing. And the different customizations that you get, while the different types of armor may not have a lot of variance per se, you get to choose whatever colors you feel like with the starter dies whenever you choose to change it.
Cool.
As for things I don't like, I'd have to say there's just a few limitations in the skills, the different combinations. I wish there were a little bit more combos, a little bit more. I don't know. A few more options, I guess you could say. But other than that, I definitely will be playing this quite a bit more.
Yeah, so what about you, Joy?
Well, everything Zach and Garrett said is true for me as well. I really like all the different characters and the different skills you can do. I think they're very unique. And for cons, I guess it's just I don't like that you can't switch to a channel that doesn't have anyone else on it.
Oh,
I
you
mean, I
mean
would do that if
switching
I could.
instance?
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, like in other games, you can just click a button and it switches to a channel or instance that no one else is on. In this game, if nobody's on the channel, it'll ask you to move to a more populated one and give you a buff.
Yeah, so I don't really like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can see
Other than that, everything in this game is great.
Yeah, so I mean, I was thinking kind of along the same lines. One of the things I really like about it is the way that the questing works, where you just kind of know what has to be done in the area.
Oh yeah, and you
It's-
don't have to talk to the person right before you do it. You can just go into it.
Yeah, and pretty much anything you do in the area advances the quests in that area. So
Yeah.
you don't end up missing something just because you forgot to talk to the one person that gave you the quest. So I really like that.
And you can pretty much explore at your leisure.
Yeah, and the way the world's designed makes it really nice to walk through and explore. And we didn't do a ton of exploring. We were just kind of running the first few quests, but it seemed really nice. I did also really like the way that combat feels, and the animation quality is really nice. And so it looks really pretty. I don't know what it's like, 20 levels in or whatever. This is just kind of first impressions, but based on what I've seen so far, I really like it.
I
Yep.
did
As far as
notice
MMOs go.
that you were mentioning that it's a little bit confusing in larger combat scale.
Yeah, visually confusing. Just can't tell. There's so many magic
That's
animations
true enough.
and
That's true enough.
stuff like
I guess
that. Just
I mean, I've only been playing it for a little bit, but since I know the basic attacks of most of the classes, I can generally draw a bead to who's firing what pretty quickly. But this game is definitely not a melee-based game like Vindictus or other games. It's primarily based around magic skills and dashes and jumps and big ol' slashes and stuff.
Yeah, I like the fact that you can kind of like dodge and do stuff like that.
Yeah, the ability to dodge is really nice. I haven't used it a ton, but I'm sure it helps, especially if you're under-leveled.
I've never used it, to be honest.
Or if you're a ranged character and you're up too close.
Oh, I feel like something you're going to end up using further on in the game, and less towards the beginning. I also liked the way that the attacks feel, especially where you can, like you were saying, you can leap and dodge, and it feels a lot more mobile than most MMO combat does.
Yeah.
Oh,
A lot of times you just kind of stand in one place and you like auto attack.
Right. Lord of the Rings Online was like that.
3.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other thing is that I basically died off a cliff. And in Lord of the Rings Online, I would have just like broken a leg or something.
No, you would have
Not
died there
true.
too, Zach.
You'd instantly died. That's the thing. In that game, you would just instantly died.
I don't know about that. It didn't. From
And
what
the
I
punishment
hopped
for
off.
revival is a lot worse in that game.
Yeah, because you
I don't know.
get a debuff for an hour upon
Guys,
dying.
like I jump off cliffs all the time in Lord of the Rings Online, and I don't die.
Most of the cliffs in Lord of the Rings Online are a lot smaller than the ones here, though.
Really?
True.
Okay. Maybe I underestimated the cliff distance then.
I forgot what the cliff looked like.
Yeah, I mean, that was like an hour ago. So I
guess
don't
that's
remember
true.
anything.
That's true.
Yeah, no, but yeah, it seems pretty good.
Yep.
I like it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I think we'll be playing some more of it, so that about wraps it up.
Leo.
All right.
Adios.